Well, it's later in the evening. I've gotten over my power nap, which I do at my age. I kind of hate to have that. That's what happens when you work your life every day to the bone on your feet. You give 1,000%, and you just don't got it anymore. Anyway, I've cleaned up the case here. I'm going to clean it up a little bit better. I've taken the front variator off, which I'm going to show you. I've looked for any leaks that are, this could be a crankcase leak. Wait, sorry. I have to point the camera at it and talk at the same time. But there's no leak, it's fine. The rear one, there's no scratches, no problems. It's no problem. Down here, what I've noticed here, on the bottom of the case, there is this black line here and here, across. I don't know if you can see it. What that means is you have a belt stretch, and which is normal for an old belt. But that can tell you if the motor isn't running as crisp from first gear to second gear. I've cleaned all these parts. That's the new spring. I made sure I put a piece of tape on it so I don't forget. But on this video we're going to do the variator. I just pulled it out. I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at this ever since I bought it. What we have here, this is called a ramp plate right here. Now on racing variators, let me tell you one thing about racing variators. They're a tiny bit bigger in diameter, okay? Right here, a little tiny bit. It means the belt can ride from, instead of here, it rides a little higher up, which will give you approximately 3 to 4 miles an hour top speed. That's it. Now the ramp plate is something else. The ramp plate comes in stock, and it has an angle, a ramp plate angle right here. Okay? Certain ramp plates have a sharper angle or a shallower angle. What it means is how fast that the inside weights, which are right there, I'm seeing for the first time, these inside weights will roll up the edges right here as the variator goes in rotation. Centrifugal force makes these weights push upwards. I can't do it because my hand's busted. Anyway, when they all do it at the same time, they push the ramp up, which makes the variator wider or thinner and drives the belt either from the very top right here, where my thumb is, all the way down to the axle right here. When it's on the axle, it's on first gear or low gear. As the engine speeds up, the belt slowly climbs to the top right here and gets up here. Okay, and that's top speed. Now what you want to do is you want to look at your weights, see if they're okay. Usually these stock weights are perfect. You don't have to mess with them. A lot of people say, oh, put 7, 8s, 9s, 14s, whatever in them. You can do that. Okay, but none of this will do you any good at all, in my opinion, if you do not have a stroker motor. Okay? This is a stock motor. It's made to work the stock way. This is a stroker motor with a motocross crankshaft in it. Crank shaft in it. Totally different beast. Now you can go along and play with all the springs and everything you want on this, but if you have a stock bike, I suggest that you keep it stock. You might want to, if you want to, okay, I'll give you this. You might want to put a racing variator on it which will, like I said, it's a little bit bigger. It'll give you a little tiny bit more top speed, but that's it. On the rear pulley here, now I cleaned all this up, and we're going to go through this too very meticulously. It's all well done. This is what's called your center clutch spring. Okay, you can get this in stock, which I have here. You can probably get it in 1,000 stall, 1,500 stall, 2,000 stall, and 2,500 stall. All that means is the motor is going to really wind up before it goes into top speed. Now when you do this, it's always a trade-off. You're either going to have to push the bike with your feet for the first 100 feet before it gets going, or it's going to go real fast up to about 15 miles an hour and then overwind and stop. So that is what they mean by changing the springs. I would keep your stock spring, make sure you get it by Yamaha, on something like this. They have two sets of springs in these. We have your center clutch spring, main clutch spring, and then they also talk about your three, or they'll call them triple spring, brake shoe springs. These you can get in different, not thicknesses, but different strengths to throw out the shoes with a centrifugal force, or and to play with these, to take them off. Everything else, I wouldn't even bother. I'd get a good set of stock springs and leave it alone. So then what we have here, right here, this is called the pulley boss, and it should push right out like that. That is a pulley boss. This is your variator. These are your variator weights. There's 6 of them. You want to see if they got any flat spots in them, because the thing is, the variator gets very hot under the crankcase, especially if you got a stroker engine. And these weights stick either up here, right? Damn it. I'm trying to do this with bad hands and aim the camera and talk at the same time. They get stuck up here, and they melt a little bit, not much. So if you do get a better variator, you probably can use your stock ramp plate. This is what's called a ramp plate. Okay, you can see where the all 6 of the weights, they move back and forth right here. These right here are called ramp guides. You can also get these from Velocity. You can get them from different places. I don't know what you can get for Yamaha, because I don't. I'm keeping everything stock. But you want to take all this apart, put it in a nice bucket here after you photographed it, and let it sit, or clean everything off it, just so you can keep it clean. If you keep things clean, it's not about being anal, retentive, or anything like that. It's about being, in 5 months, if something happens with the motor, and you come over here, and you say, huh, I wonder what it could be. And all of a sudden you see grease coming from right down here, okay, on this side, then you know you have a bad seal right here. And it's getting oil in the case, which you do not want any oil in there. It gets on the belt and makes the belt stick, which is not good. On the rear seal right here, now one thing I will tell you, you generally don't have any problems with this rear axle right here, or the seal, unless, of course, if one of your bearings and this is one thing you need to really check, especially with Chinese pieces like this. Inside here is, so you can see this. Inside here are roller bearings. See those? Now they're in a cage. They're about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch long on this one side, and there's a sealed bearing on the other. What you want to do is you want to take your finger, stick it in there, and feel around, and see if the roller bearing will roll smoothly around the around in here with no obstructions or anything else. Because a lot of people miss this. They don't even look at it. If you have a roller bearing that has gone out or trashed, okay, it's going to wobble and it's going to wobble and heat up and cause all kinds of problems, even though you don't know it. Now, I'm just saving you the problem of going through this because I've gone through it a million times. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that can help you and everything else. I'm just one Howley. I've ridden for 20 years all by myself. There's no other stroker in this town. I'm it. I'm Joe the man. So, that damn dog. He's a great dog, but I can't take it out of the video. So, I'm going to clean up all the rest of these to where I want them. When I get all the parts clean, along with, and you never want to do this on the grass. You never want to clean your parts on the grass, because if you drop a nut, a bolt, or that fantastic muffler bearing spring clip that you could only get from Ferrari for $2,000, you don't want to do it in the grass because you'll never find it. So this is your rear cover on your rear drive color. You want to make sure that you leave this seal on here. Never take it off, because if you do, it will come off. But what it'll do is that they, especially in summer, they stretch, and you can't get them back on. It is an absolute pain. I can already see there's a little tiny bit of grease right there to take off. And then this cover, this is the outer cover, which I've cleaned up really well. Remember, everything here is 13 years old. So if you have a bike and you want to have it run right, take your time. Okay.